Hello and welcome to Launerin's Gamer Score and welcome to Conan Exiles. This is another game that was free on the PlayStation Store for PlayStation Plus members this month. So I thought I'd have a look at what it is and what it is about. I'm not really been following the Conan series, but I know that there's a lot of games. I think to begin with I'll just set this on the easy mode, which is not something, to be honest, I'd normally do. I'd normally put it on medium mode, but considering I knew nothing about this game going in, nor did I have any idea what to expect or what even the game was about, so I thought I'd just select easy mode. First impressions of the game. Oh, there's some long loading times. So I'm just going to clip this down a little bit, I think. So as with games of this genre, you do have the character creation process, which means we get to design a character mid-crucifixion, which is a little bit odd, to be honest. I didn't really go into it too much and have a look at what all of the different races do and things like that. I just kind of picked one that I thought sounded interesting. And I'll be honest, I didn't find the character creation for this one as there weren't as many options as things like the Elder Scrolls series character creation gives you and other games like that. This was kind of a very simple thing. The hair colours didn't quite look right, the hairstyles didn't quite look right. But, you know, it's... well, let's get on to the actual game itself. Okay, so we get thrown into the game. We're in the middle of the desert. We don't know really where we are or where we are going, but we have a few little pointers pop up in the corner and just tell us a few things that we can do and can't do.
Of civilization, beyond the passage of our highways, lie the wild places of the world.
And I'm assuming that this voiceover text will eventually make a little bit more sense once you get a little bit further into the game.
The endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it. Return. Follow the road. Any road. All roads lead to the city.
So there we go, just basically telling me to follow the roads and they will lead me to cities. Or a city. So Conan Exiles is first and foremost a survival game. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to take shelter, you have to avoid weather systems and things like that. And then you have an extensive leveling up system with various attributes that you can assign skill points to, and then a technology tree that's very extensive as well. I think essentially what's happened with this game is they've taken a look at Ark Survival Evolved and they've thought that's a really good idea, let's whack that into a Conan setting, and they've taken it and they've simplified it down a little bit, or maybe Ark Survival Evolved took this game and upgraded it. I can't remember exactly which ones came first, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. But anyway, it seems like a simpler version of that game, and I enjoyed playing Ark. But it just kind of got a bit samey for me after a while. probably because I kept playing it offline and I didn't really give myself a chance to try the online mode. So I'm kind of doing the same with this at the moment. I'm just offline at the moment, getting used to the game, getting used to the controls, but I'll probably, if I decide that I do actually like it, and before I get too far into it, I will probably switch over onto the online mode before I get too far with my character and have to just start from scratch all over again. So by the looks of the map, it is a very vast world that you can explore as well, which is always good in these kinds of games. So after I'd explored a little bit, I managed to find this kind of little bit of green lush area. There's some humanoids over there that went off fighting various monsters that spawn in that area, and I just used the opportunity to go into the water and have a drink because I was getting very thirsty. So obviously that's upgraded my level, and then I'll go and do something a bit daft. I want to know what the combat system's like, so rather than have a little bit of a look to see how combat works and getting weapons together and things like that, I do decide that the best way to experience the combat is to go and take on 3 enemies at once. Because that's always the best way to learn. Genuinely can't really remember if I accidentally aggro them or if I actually run over to them and start attacking. So there we go, I'll go over to their camp at least and have a little bit of a mooch about. I think it was more of a case of I wanted to find out if they were friendly or not. There we go. So obviously they have weapons and things, and there are 2 of them, which leaves me fairly vulnerable. And it turns out that if you get cut, you do continue bleeding as well. So I like that little instance of realism that's in there. And that's what happens here. I kind of try to run off and just end up bleeding out. And that's my first death in Conan Exiles. So as with most of these games, when you do respawn, you kind of respawn a little bit away from where you were, and you lose all of your items and anything that you had on you, etc, etc, and you just have to start from scratch again. But if you can get back to your corpse and loot it, then usually what I've found, at least so far, is, especially when you're playing on the offline mode, all of your stuff will still be on your corpse when you get back to it. So let's have a little bit of a look at what happens a bit further later. So again, with these survival games, they do give you the opportunity to build things and possibly even construct houses. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to try and get together some materials and start building a little house for me to take shelter in. I've managed to get materials together to craft a few rudimentary weapons. I've learnt about fall damage and how much it hurts. But yeah, a very similar kind of thing, again, to a lot of the games of this kind of play style. Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a look at if you are a PlayStation Plus member. I think it could be quite an interesting little game, but especially since it appears at the moment, at least I should say, that it is free to play anyway. So I think at this point I'd probably been playing for about an hour and a half, and I was still enjoying playing it, and I was kind of developing my character more and more. But yeah, I think if you are a fan of survival games, or if you're a fan of Conan, there we go, I've just found my corpse. Or if you're just looking to try something a bit new and a little bit different, then yeah, definitely take a look at this one. So I am going to leave it there for this week. Again, we've just got a short video this week. So I will leave you with me harvesting various stone and then undoubtedly making a very, very strange shaped house. So thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.